Hey everyone, it's LaShonda from Labors of Love with another Therapy Thursday. Today I want to talk about maybe they don't know. So, this comes from numerous discussions that I've had with people, with clients, with myself when I'm feeling lonely or sad or anxious or I'm having some kind of internal experience. And then I begin to feel sad and resentful that people in my life are not maybe reaching out to me. Maybe they're not uh, deeply inquiring about how I really am, and I start to again build up this resentment. Sometimes that's turned inward, and I start to think, well, what's wrong with me? Why aren't people, you know, reaching out to me? Why aren't people treating me the way I treat them, kind of thing? Or sometimes it gets turned outward, and I start to question relationships that I'm in and the quality of those relationships. And what I've had to realize is that for so much of my life, I've lived my internal experiences very quietly. When I have felt a certain way, I haven't told anyone. And it's very difficult to see based on my facial expressions, my body language, and how I engage with the world that there may be something going on. And there are so many of us who are like that. Maybe we have a difficult time trusting others, so we don't expose the things that we're feeling because we can't trust people. Maybe we don't want to burden people. So we say, well, it's fine. I'll figure it out. I don't want to be a burden. And especially in the year 2020, when everyone is navigating their way through a pandemic, it can be very reasonable for people to say, well, so and so has this going on, or so and so has that going on, or everybody's struggling. So I don't want to make a fuss or burden someone based on what I'm going through. Well, when we approach our relationships in that manner, what happens is people, they really aren't mind readers. There are some of us who are extremely intuitive. So, if you're familiar with the Enneagram, it could be if you're a two in particular. I am a two. We are very intuitive to understand what people might be going through and reaching to help meet their needs, right? Some of us are people pleasers, and we've learned how to read people from a distance and shape shift and morph into what they need us to be. My point is, just because we have these skills and these tools almost down to perfection doesn't mean that other people we're in relationship do as well. And sometimes the reason that we're questioning our relationships and feeling kind of lonely, left out, rejected, and isolated because people aren't reaching out is because we often can put forth a face that says, I got it. I'm good. I'm cool. No problems. I'm going to handle it. If you find that people are constantly telling you, you're so strong, I don't know how you do it, and all these things, it's because there definitely is a perception that many of us have put forward that we got it. We don't need help. We don't need support. And when we don't even know we're doing it. But when that happens over long periods of time in relationships, people stop asking or people don't know to ask. And I want us to be able to at least have that as an option when we begin to think about relationships that we're in. And so, what I offer or encourage, invite people to do today is maybe we can acknowledge that sometimes people don't know what we're going through and lean into a little vulnerability and just be honest when people ask us questions like, how are you? And instead of the thing that rolls off our tongue so quickly, like, I'm good, we actually say, today I'm not actually feeling that great. Or it's been a rough day and I don't feel too well. Or I'm feeling kind of anxious. Whatever it is, what if we actually were just honest in the moment? It doesn't mean that all of a sudden people are going to have the skills and the tools to cure it all. But man, it could feel nice to just be honest. Now, I have to be real with you that opening up and being vulnerable could increase disappointment if you bring with you this idea that being open and honest about how you're feeling automatically means that people have the capacity for empathy or compassion. Now, hopefully, we're in relationships with some people who do, but understand that there are some people who don't. So, I'm not saying that this is something you have to do all the time with everyone. But start off with one person, just one person in your life, probably a person who already thinks they know you so well. It's probably a person who already thinks that you are so safe with them and you feel safe with them that you would tell them if something is wrong. They have no idea that you've been concealing your internal experiences for so long. Start with that person. And when they ask, be honest. And sometimes, even if they don't ask, reach out to them to say, hey, I'm really struggling today. One person. It'll probably come to them as a surprise because you're a superhero in their mind. You never have problems. You're super strong. But it can also help that relationship to be even closer and more reciprocal when they know they can offer you a supportive ear and a shoulder just like you do them. So, if this was intriguing to you, I encourage you to just step out on the vulnerable limb with just one person. If you'd like to reach out to me, if you have suggestions for content, please reach out at www.thelaborsoflove.com. We're on all the major social media outlets. Don't forget our YouTube channel, where every Thursday we house our Therapy Thursday videos, and our podcast, the Labors of Love podcast. Give us that 5-star review, or 5-star rating, review it, and share with your friends. Until we connect again, you all be well.